Here we go. So, this is so exciting. We've got the wonderful Jessica Higdon with us this evening. I'm in the UK. I'm Aurora Jones. We've got Jessica Higdon and we've got Lydia Brown.
Hi.
She's my mastermind partner, business partner, friend, sister, mother, everything.
You had to add the mother, right?
Sometimes it can be.
I
But
know.
yeah, so we are very excited today to have you on this hangout, Jessica. And I've
Thank
been
you.
actually knowing you for probably a year through Facebook marketing because you are the queen to me of the free Facebook marketing. You know,
Well,
very,
thank you. I'm honored. I'll take that title.
yes, absolutely. So thank you very much. You're welcome. And it was really with a great pleasure that for the first time I met you with Ray at the No Excuses Summit. So that was simply awesome to see you in real life. And she looks absolutely fantastic, fantastic. So
I
Oh,
bet.
yeah,
that is so sweet. And so do you, of course. And it was great to meet you as well. It's neat. It's neat when you can meet people that
yes,
you see on social media and you finally get to meet them face to face or you've worked with them in the past. That's really cool. That's why events are so important.
yes, absolutely, absolutely crucial. And but today, I mean, the hangout won't be about Facebook marketing because we've got loads of training from you already in the back office of MLSP. So whoever will be listening to this recording, you need to join MLSP. You will find some great information about generating leads online, and Jessica did a fantastic job. So we won't be necessarily talking mainly about Facebook marketing. Um, and what I would like us to do before we start the this interview would be for Lydia to say a quick hello to you.
Well, hi, ladies. I'm so glad to be here. Jessica, I'm just so happy. I feel like I'm in person. I didn't get to go to No Excuses. I had a commitment, but hopefully I'll see you at the next one or live the dream because I know it's exciting and I love going to conferences. But I've been wanting to get to know you for a long time because I follow you and Ray. I mean, you've both been so inspirational with me and my home business, like nobody's business. I got to tell you, I just get a real joy of all the information I learned. You guys are so genuine and so real. Your messages are so clear and helpful. And I know that not everybody can run a business like that and get the masses of people to join them like you guys do, but convey such a warm welcome to people in general that are in the business. There's
Yes,
like nothing selfish about the way you and your husband do things, you know. So you're really role models in our profession. So I'm
yes.
so honored that you're sharing your time with us. Thank
Oh,
you.
that is so sweet. I really appreciate that. I mean, that's why we do what we do for
Mhm.
things just like that. And anytime, you need help, we're here to help. So I really, really appreciate what you just said. You have no idea. Honestly, that's why we do what we do. So thank you.
Wow,
You're welcome.
fantastic. Well done. So I've got this question to ask you. How did you start this venture in network marketing? How did you find network marketing and why did you decide to start joining an MLM company and do network marketing?
Yeah, I actually I started network marketing right out of college. And in the past, I had worked for an insurance company and worked for a makeup line. So I was working two jobs and I was going to school full time. And I was trying to start my own part time business in makeup. So when I found network marketing, you could say that I had zero time. But what I really liked about it was the fact that I knew that if I worked it extremely part time, but I was consistent and then I worked myself into it to
Hiya.
pursue.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay.
We couldn't hear
Um,
you. It just stopped at some point.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. So, how I actually got to that point of making the decision to do network marketing was, I had going to school, it was tough for me. I knew that I was an entrepreneur at heart. Really, I think everybody knows if they want to own their own business, I think they know it from the time when even they're little, if they want to just be free. And sometimes as we grow up, we kind of let those dreams go when things start to get a little tough for us or it's a tough road. So I was going to college for marketing and I decided, you know what, I'm going to take on another job. I'm going to do this makeup thing because I love makeup and I have fun with it and I think it'll be a great time, right?
Yeah.
So I had a really good relationship with my boss. And so one day I decided, you know what, I'm going to make this huge event for this company. I'm going to do this great event. I'm going to invite all the women I know, which wasn't too many, but I had some really key influencers in my life, some friends that knew a lot of women. So I got like 55 women into the store for a 1 hour session of makeovers, right? And I didn't get anything for that. I just got the commissions of whatever the ladies that I did, whatever makeovers I did, I got the commissions that they bought. So everything else just went to the store, went to the other representatives. I got nothing.
Right.
So I did that out of a desire to obviously impress and move up in the company. So that later that day, it just happened to be that it was my annual review day. So I go in to talk to this boss that I really looked up to and liked as a friend. And he says, you know what, great job today. You did an amazing work. I'm going to give you your annual review now, but just don't be shocked after this great event you did. We're really proud of you, but I'm going to have to give you a bad annual review. And I was like, okay, why? And he said, you're going to need to have a bad annual review because you were late last Tuesday. And to me, that was just a slap in the face because everything I do, I put so much effort into.
So much heart
And
into
what
it.
I realize now is that he was actually worried because of the effort I put in that I was going to take his job.
Yes.
And
Right.
so he gave me a poor annual review. And at that point, I was so fed up. It was just a negative environment. Working with a bunch of women seems like it'd be fun, but sometimes it can be a little crazy. And it was a negative environment that happened. And I'm like, you know what? I really need to put effort into a home business because I know that I'm born to be an entrepreneur. This isn't for me. And so that's why I decided to do network marketing after getting just a little dose of how corporate America can
Yes.
be. For me anyway, I didn't want to go down that path.
Right. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just Jessica, how do you balance family and business so that you don't feel like you're like slacking with the family gatherings, the children, and then slacking with attention to people you bring into your business? How do you keep that balance? And what you have to do for yourself,
That is an amazing question. Actually, you are one of the select few people that's actually asked me that question, and that I think that's such a good question because what we're taught in society today is that you have to put family first, loved ones first. And I'm not saying that's wrong, okay? Of course, your family should be the most important thing. But when it comes to building a business, if you really have a dream that you're going after, it's not talked about enough how much you need to sacrifice in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so if you're someone
Sorry.
watching this who's struggling with that balance, I highly suggest sitting down and having a conversation with your family and saying, listen, I'm going after this and I'm doing it for you. I'm doing all of this for you. And I'm going to need to make some sacrifices. And that includes spending time with you right now. That includes, taking you out to dinner, doing these different things. I mean, Ray had that talk with me when he first started his journey into network marketing, and I completely understood. And so, sometimes we think that we feel guilty. Sometimes we feel so guilty while we're doing our work because we're neglecting another part of our life. And if you come from that space, it can make it very difficult. So I would say, I would just have a conversation, and that's what we did with our family, and said, listen, this is what it's going to take. These are the sacrifices we're going to have to make. But I promise you, when it works, when everything happens and we get to this goal, we're going to have all the time in the world for you. So, there is a misbalance in the beginning.
Yes.
And that's just something that people have to be prepared to sacrifice.
Yes, I mean this.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's great that you're saying that, because as you said, so often we hear family first and business would come on a third place. But when everything comes together and you feel guilty about it, when actually it's for the sake of your whole family, it's good to be transparent about it and not feel that you're a bad mom or a bad dad. And
Right, exactly.
it takes work initially. It takes some work. So my question would be, what is your daily routine like then for yourself and as a family?
It consists of, in the beginning, it was different than it is now.
Yeah.
And so I can tell you my daily routine then and my daily routine now, and how, what I would do if I were new, or I were just starting out, or I were trying to get to that next level. So my daily routine then was, one thing I didn't mention about my story is I really didn't have a huge warm market. And I hear that from almost everyone I recruit into my network marketing business. They all say, I don't have a warm market. Okay. They all say it. You're not alone. And most of the time that's just not true at all, because I didn't have a huge warm market. I was a broke college student. Most of my friends were other broke college students. And so I really didn't have that many people to go to. But I did go to the people that I had in the beginning. I went to them with conviction. I did go to my warm market, the little tiny warm market I had, I talked to. And if you don't go through those first steps, how do you expect your team to do that? How can you tell your team you need to go to talk to this person, or you need to, call this many people per day, if you haven't done it yourself? So it's very important to go through the basics, and go step by step by step, because I see a lot of people trying to go from A to Z instead of going from A to B. Right. And you can't miss all those steps in between. So I went to my tiny warm market because of my conviction, because I was so mad about my job. I did get a few people on board from my warm market, just a few. And then I ran out. They were pretty much gone. So I turned to Facebook. And I went on Facebook and just started conversations with people. I tried to get at least 10 to 20 conversations out there per day. And I have a system that I teach in my training that Aurora was talking about inside of MLSP, my Lead System Pro. I talk about that system of exactly what I did. But basically, it was reaching out to 10 to 20 people per day, finding their problems, seeing if I had the solution with my personal network marketing company, and bringing them on board. So from that strategy, I've now recruited, over 100 people and made $10,000 a month with my network marketing business. Now, in the background, I was building my internet presence, and that was through my Lead System Pro. So I would do my daily prospecting, and then for roughly a half hour to an hour a day, or whatever time I had, because I was extremely limited in time. But when I couldn't talk to people, I would work on, my blog and my other social media presence, things that weren't going to make me money right away, but would make me money down the road, and start producing content, videos, and learning about marketing. And so what that did is over time, it allowed me to generate leads online. So now I don't have to go out there and actively prospect as much, even though I still do. But I have those leads coming in now. So I get on the phone. I spend at least every day, I probably spend at least 2 hours a day on the phone. And that's still true today because I call all of my personal leads and all of Ray's personal leads, and then we work them together. So we do that, and we produce content every day almost. And then we just market it. We post it in the places that it needs to go, social media, Facebook. And I'm constantly working on my social media presence. So that's branding, that's connecting with the fans I have, and moving from there.
Oh,
Brilliant.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, what are your top 3 tips for couples in this profession?
Very good question again. You've got great questions.
Yeah, she's awesome.
My top 3 tips. Well, I guess number 1 would be get on the same page, because it's very hard. Like I mentioned before, it's extremely hard to operate a business when your personal life is in shambles because your family just doesn't get it. So if your husband or wife doesn't understand what you're doing, first thing first, get on the same page. It'll make your life and your business move 10 times faster. Secondly, and how do you do that? You can have a frank conversation like I mentioned, okay, and just get the tension out in the air, out in the open. You could produce some results yourself and show the person how it works. That's another way to get them on board. Take them on a trip. You win your first trip in your company, I guarantee you they're going to have a different outlook. Okay, so there's a couple different ways you can do that. Number 2 would be find out what you're good at. Find out what your strengths are versus your weaknesses. And chances are, I see this a lot with people we coach. If they're couples, they usually have different strengths and different weaknesses, because that's how they have that bond, is they got together because of, those different qualities. So for Ray, he loves blogging. I'm not a big blogger, so I do more social media and the phone. So that's kind of our different thing. So he does a lot of the blogging, the content. I do a lot of the social media and the phone. And so we work well that way. I know, for the Pescasolitos, Bill's on the phone all day, and Michelle's generating the leads, so find out your strengths there. And then thirdly, what's a third tip? Enjoy each other. Enjoy the process. If you guys have a win together, celebrate. Because it can be a grind. It's totally worth it in the end, because in the end you can do whatever you want and you have all this freedom. But in the beginning, it can be a grind. So if you have a small win, make sure that you're challenging each other and at the same time rewarding each other with the wins that you have. Whether that's out to dinner or chocolate, flowers, whatever. Small rewards can make all the difference.
Right, that makes so much sense. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Another question would be, how can young people be credible online when prospecting? Maybe they can hear it from your voice that you are a new person. Do you really think it matters about your age, being young in the profession?
Yeah, great question. That was a huge obstacle for me in the beginning, because I started this business at 21, and my whole thought process was, who's going to listen to me? I have no business experience. Nobody even respects me as a businesswoman because I've never done anything before, and on top of that, I'm 21. I mean, it's crazy. But I actually went to a seminar, and in the seminar, they had you write down your limiting belief on a wooden block. And on the other side, you had to write down actually what that means. You had to write down the breakthrough of what that really means, and then break it. You had to break the block.
Yeah.
So on one side, I wrote, I'm too young, you know. And then on the other side, it was youth is power. And when people see you, whether you're younger, older, when people actually see you, they see you differently than you see yourself. And that's very important to understand, because what I realized is people saw me as a great story, as, you know, someone really powerful because of how young I was, versus what I was thinking, which is someone, you know, really non-confident because of how young I was. So when you're prospecting and doing that, whether it's social media, phone, whatever, just remember that people see you differently than you see yourself most of the time. And that should help you boost up your confidence instantly and make it so that they don't know if you're new, they don't know if you're young, they don't know if you're old, they don't care, because you have so much confidence and so much drive, and you know where you're going, that they just want to follow you.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, I've been dying to ask someone, so I'm so glad you're here, because I think you're the right person to ask. Years ago, professionals, unless they were in faith-based businesses, you wouldn't normally hear them pay tribute or edify their spiritual beliefs or God with their accomplishments in their business. And I've noticed in the last couple of years that more people are doing that. What do you think has happened with our society, our profession, or whatever, that people are finding themselves comfortable to do that and not feel like they're missing out on some people that they could bring into their business? What do you think is happening to our culture?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a cultural thing more so than a marketing thing, because I mean, I guess you could say it's a cultural shift, because there are so many people that, with the economy right now all over the world, there are so many people that need that faith. They need that redirection, and they need someone to guide them and say, hey, listen, you know, there is something to believe in, and, you know, whether it's a part of this team or just your faith in general, we respect that and we acknowledge it. So I guess because of the economy and so many people were let down in their lives recently, that, you know, it's a great uplifting thing. But one part of your question that was interesting is, you know, how do you do that without turning off so many other people? And it's interesting because, you know, you'd think the more people that you attract, or the more people that you talk to, the more people that will be attracted to you. But in reality, if you have a point of view, and you have and you're talking to a specific person that you want to work with, and so for a lot of those leaders, you know, it might be somebody that's super Christian or super faithful, or, you know, just has a religion that they really want to work with hand in hand. If you talk to those people, you actually can attract more so than if you're just doing a general marketing campaign, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, I personally wouldn't be attracted to that. I'm more spiritual than religious. You know, that's just me personally. But, you know, there are people that are extremely religious that would say, you know what, I want to work with that person because they get me. They understand, you know, finally somebody that understands what I'm going through. So it's just, I would really think about who you want to work with, and don't be afraid of what all the other people will think.
So it seems like some marketers, because I've seen some well-established marketers seem to make this transition. I can tell by their post on Facebook. So I guess with their journey, they've reached a place and made a decision. You know, it's not about even caring about who turns away from me. They've redefined their niche, and this is who they want to work with.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that, you know, maybe things have happened in their life recently for this shift. And like I said, you know, the economy might bring it out more so in people. And, but, you know, I would say that if they're if there's someone specific that you're thinking of that's saying this more and more, just a few people, it's probably that they've decided, you know what, I'm sick of not saying how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Thank you.
you really have to be yourself, because if you're trying to be somebody else that you're not, is going to show at some point. And who you are, if you have a strong faith in God, it's going to come out. I mean, you can't really hide who you are, so you have to be
I lost you.
yourself. Can you hear me?
Did we lose her?
Did she drop? Look like she froze.
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry about that. So no worries.
That's good.
Okay, so
good. So are we back up and running?
Yes, we are back up and running. My next question would be, how do you start? Like when you start this online network marketing journey, let's say you are a nobody, and then how do you make it work to actually become somebody that people would recognize in this in our industry? How do you start from having no success to have success?
I would say consistency is the biggest thing you can possibly have. I don't know. Okay, consistency is number one. Number two is investing in yourself and in your skill set. Because, I don't know can you think of one successful person that hasn't invested in themselves and in their skill set, that hasn't, bought courses? And I don't mean just invest money wise, of course that's part of it, but invest time wise, reading and listening to audios. I mean, people overlook that stuff so much, and really it's just a decision. People don't understand that between non-success and success is a decision. And it's a decision to not let yourself go backwards. It's a decision of, okay, this is my goal. This is where I want to be. And I'm not going to rest until I get there. Yes, I may fail along the way. Yes, I may not do the right strategies or screw up here and there, but that's okay. I learned from it. I'm still progressing. I'm still moving forward because I learned from it. And I'm trying something else. And I'm not going to stop until I get there. I fully believe that people don't really fail. They just quit.
Yeah.
They just flat out quit. So I think the biggest difference between non-success and success is consistency, making a decision, and investing time, money in yourself and your skill sets. Because there's no other profession out there where you don't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get your skill set ready. Definitely. If you're a doctor, you need to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in your education. If you're in real estate, they invest hundreds of thousands of dollars. They do in their education. So it's just right. It's a matter of not being afraid to take those next steps.
Thank you.
Definitely. So like technology that keeps evolving, so there's the social media platforms. Some come and they go, and then we have the ones that stick and stay because they can't continue to evolve. So, the mailboxes get filled with there's trainings for Google Plus, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook. Setting Facebook aside, what social media platform do you think will be a game changer in our profession?
I really like Google Plus. It hasn't taken off yet, but remember, it's owned by Google. So they will do everything in their power to make sure that takes off. And also everything that you do inside of Google Plus, Google recognizes. So if you have a bunch of Google Plus shares, it's going to say, hey, wait a minute, maybe I should put this in our search engine. So I really like Google Plus. I think if more people focused on that, and I'm playing with it right now, I'm tweaking it, kind of learning different strategies with it. Google Plus, I think is a really really good avenue to go with. Pinterest is mostly women. So if you have a company that is more visual and you think really attracts females, then that would be a great avenue for you to go. It's 90% female. So Pinterest is a great one. But personally, just overall, I think Google Plus will take off. It hasn't yet, but I think this is a good place to be for most people, because when it does, then you'll be ahead of the curve.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And what is nice is being able to see each other, see our faces. It's a very friendly platform, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. It's
Yes.
great.
I would like to find out, like when people start in our profession, they would say, I want to make $500, dollars per month, for $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. You were saying just before that you reached like your first $10,000. How much work does it involve to get to that level, to get to $10,000?
This has to, the biggest advice I can give you, because you don't know who's going to come into your business. You don't know if the next person you bring in is going to bring 100 people into your business. You just don't know. So the biggest advice I can give as far as, your goals and reaching those is this is not work. This is not a job. This is not something negative in your life. This has to be your life.
Yeah.
So when it is your life, everything around you revolves around it. And that's a good thing. Some people I know listened to that and thought, oh my God, I don't want that. But remember, this isn't work.
Yeah.
This is our lifestyle. This is what we do, and if I want to go, after this interview, if I want to go, to Fiji for a month, I can do that, but I don't, because I enjoy, doing what I do. So, but if I wanted to at one point, I could. So that's what you have to keep in mind when you're striving for that 10,000, 50,000, whatever, 100,000 a month goal, is it has to be a lifestyle. So if you say, you know what, I'm going to work a half hour today or an hour today, and I'll do it again when I feel like it, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to. It has to be, like I said, consistency, but enjoy the process and make it your lifestyle. No matter where you go, you're constantly thinking about how you can improve, what you can do, and that's it.
Brilliant.
Exactly. Yes, thank you.
And did you have another question, Lydia?
Yes, one came to mind. Facebook for a long time is social media. You're supposed to be social on there, but ever since they went public, all of us noticed all the changes and things they incorporated in that seem to target the business professional audience. They have to satisfy their stakeholders and earn more money. What impact do you think that's going to have on the Facebook marketer who came into the business new, and Facebook was like the best place for them to market and have cut the odds against them being successful if they followed directions and did it right? Because now it seems if you don't have a lot of money for PPC, you won't get the attention. You can't pay a lot to boost a post. You won't get the attention now that before you could, before Facebook went public and started making all these other changes. What do you think is going to happen to that marketer, that new marketer coming in with a very slim budget?
I still believe, there are a lot of changes that took place, but there are still a lot of ways to connect with people, and to build your friendship base and build your fan base without paying a bunch of money. I have a coaching client of mine that actually has over 1,500 fans now, and that's with no paid marketing whatsoever. That's with just connecting, commenting on people's walls, just seeing something cool and saying hello and saying, how he liked it, and, just building that relationship and that rapport. A lot of people were upset about how when you go to message someone, it's $1 now, or it goes in their other inbox, but there are ways around that. You know, you can talk to as many fan pages as you want, and they don't charge you for that. And, you know, everybody with a fan page gets a message. You know, or you can just check your other inbox and tell somebody to check their other inbox. So there are ways around it. And you can take those same principles and apply them to other social media sites. So you can apply those same principles to Google Plus, to LinkedIn, even to YouTube, you know, just connecting with people on YouTube. So they have made it a little tougher for somebody that just doesn't want to spend any money whatsoever, but it's definitely still available to you. And I still bring people on board from Facebook. I still do. And a lot of those people have nothing to do with paid advertising.
Right.
And also, you know, for those people that are brand new, remember that you don't have to go through Facebook. You know, there are a million other avenues for you to get your message out there, to talk to people. It's just choosing the best one for you. And for me, that happened to be social media. If that's what you want to do, there are so many sites out there. There is no excuse for not having enough people available to you. There's absolutely no excuse.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah,
you have
thank you.
amazing, strong message.
Oh, thank you.
It's no surprise at your success. You're quite a role model.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, I so appreciate you guys having me on here. I mean, look these guys up. If you're watching this, definitely look these guys up. Lydia and Aurora, they are unbelievable. And I just, again, appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Good luck. You tell Ray we said good luck too on your event.
With your new event.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's coming up. So
yeah, it's coming up. Can you give the dates again for the people who will be who would like to attend?
Yeah, well, the dates are June 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's Top Earner Academy. You can just go to topearneracademy.com. Right now, we are sold out of physical tickets, but we do have live stream available. So, and that's the full 3 days. We're not cutting out any part of the event if you want to do live stream. And there are options to get the recordings as well for that. So, you know, just picture 3 full intense days of us coaching you and kicking you around, so to speak. You know, just getting rid of all the stuff that hasn't worked and implementing the stuff that does. You know, that's what this event is all about. So we're excited.
Brilliant.
And how do we find to get on the live stream?
If you just go to topearneracademy.com/live stream.
Okay.
You'll find it right there.
Okay, thank you.
Brilliant.
No problem.
Well, again, once more, thank you very much, Jessica, for allowing us to interview you today. I know you've got such a busy timetable, busy schedule with the event. So thank you so much, and hello to Ray and your children as well from the UK.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys. Well, you guys. We'll see you soon, hopefully, at another event.
Yes.
And thank you so much for having me on.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Talk later, Aurora.
Bye-bye.